Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. Some new story for you. First one is about regional support, regional government support for military's operation in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. We have seen so far 7 statements in the last 2 hours or so by regional governments. Obviously, federal government wants regional governments to speak in support of the operation in the Amhara region. That is what happened when war on Tigray was launched. That all regional governments spoke in support of the war, and later we saw deployment of regional forces to front lines in Tigray. Oromia regional government also spoke. It used an interesting term 4 times in the statement. Secondly, viewers, it seems that to rescue trapped ENDF forces in Bahir Dar or to provide support, logistics to the ENDF in Bahir Dar regional capital, a new route is being tried. ENDF is trying to send reinforcements to the ENDF in Bahir Dar through this new route. We'll have a detailed look at this new route. Not a new route, but is it viable? Can this route be made operational? Because Fano fighters are also using this route. When they entered Bahir Dar, they moved along this route. Firstly, viewers, it seems that Ethiopian federal government is now trying to create national consensus for the operation in the Amhara region. The consensus is being created after the imposition of emergency. The consensus should have been created before the announcement of state of emergency, but we saw that in a hurry, regional president wrote a letter to Prime Minister, and PM Abiy then summoned a meeting of federal ministers who approved the state of emergency proclamation. And now we are seeing statements from regional governments. Why are regional governments issuing statements to support the military operation, to support Ethiopian National Defense Force? 2 reasons. Firstly, which regional states have issued statements so far? Benishangal Gumuz region, Somali region, Harari, Gambela, SNNPR, Oromia, Addis Ababa, all expressed their support for Ethiopian National Defense Force. Some mentioned terms like extremist forces, etc. Oromia regional government issued a very strong statement. It used a term Javisa 4 times in the statement. It's a new term for me. If you could help me understand what is the actual meaning of Javisa. Oromia government also mentioned that extremist elements are operating in the Amhara region. That is why military's operation should be backed. Now question is, why is that now suddenly all regional governments are issuing statements to support the operation? First reason is that state of emergency proclamation must be approved at House of Representatives. In 15 days, this proclamation must be approved. That is what legal requirement is. It means that in the next few days, you'll see the state of emergency proclamation tabled at House of Representatives. Their MPs will vote. I think 2/3 majority is needed, not a simple majority. 2/3 majority. If 2/3 majority supports the state of emergency proclamation, then it will remain enforced. So that, I think, before the start of session of House of Representatives, federal government is involving regional governments. It wants them to be on board regarding the upcoming voting. Firstly, secondly, Fano fighters, Amhara hardliners believe or they claim that they are being supported by groups in southern Ethiopia, in SNPR, in Sidama to some extent, they say. And we have seen some protests in, I think, SNPR. So that is why federal government wants regional governments to be fully on board regarding the operation in the Amhara region. Federal government does not want any elements in any region of Ethiopia to oppose the operation against Fano fighters in the Amhara region. Thirdly, a national consensus is being created for the deployment of maybe regional forces could be deployed. Regional police could be deployed in Amhara region, because we know that in the Amhara region, Amhara soldiers are not being deployed. Tigrayans are not a lot in number. Tigrayan members of Ethiopian National Defense Force, Oromos, are being deployed, but they are being captured, and propaganda is being launched that they are members of Oromo army, and an ethnic color is being given to this conflict. That is why maybe regional forces could be deployed. Regional forces mean regional police and militias. So that is why federal government now wants all regional governments to support the operation in the Amhara region. No statement from Tigray so far. I am waiting for Tigray's statement. Somali region spoke to Afar. No statement from Afar so far. Maybe in coming hours Afar will speak to, but main statement would be from Tigray. Let's see what Tigray says about the operation in the Amhara region. Can the federal government create national consensus, and how many MPs will vote to support the operation in Amhara? We'll see. In coming days, a session of House of Representatives is going to be held. Secondly, viewers, a new route is being considered by Ethiopian National Defense Force to send supplies to ENDF in Bahir Dar. Not a new route, but this route is under Fano control. If you remember, I reported 2 days ago that when Fano fighters entered Bahir Dar, Amhara regional capital, they moved from Meravi towards Bahir Dar. They entered western part of Bahir Dar, Kabale 13, Kabale 14. Already they had captured Meravi and Edith, and from Meravi they moved towards Bahir Dar. Purpose was to make the airport non-operational too, because airport is in western direction from Bahir Dar city. Fano's activities, Fano's attack in Bahir Dar ongoing. Ethiopian military is trapped there. Though military still is in control of airport, so reinforcements are arriving by force. Now military wants to open a road leading to Bahir Dar. 3 main roads, Edith to Bahir Dar, Meravi to Bahir Dar, Hamusat to Bahir Dar. All 3 roads under Fano control. An attempt is being made to open one road, that is Meravi to Bahir Dar road. This road is linked to Agew zone. In Jibara, from Injibara, Addis Kidame, and then Meravi, Bahir Dar road. We know that in Agew zone, there is less support for Fano fighters. Agews in Agew zone have long been complaining of marginalization, that Agews were being marginalized. Their culture was being suppressed. Their language was being suppressed. That they were not being allowed to live freely in the Amhara region. We've seen clashes between Kemets are Agews, between Kemets and Amharas in the 2-year-long war too. when Tigray forces entered Amhara, they tried to back Kemals and Agos against Amhara regional government. Ethiopian National Defense Force hopes that it would get support from Agew zone. From Injibara, it wants to move towards Miravi and open up the road. If this road is taken by Ethiopian National Defense Force, obviously Bahir Dar will, ENDF will survive in Bahir Dar. For the last 2 days, Fano fighters have been trying to cripple Bahir Dar. They could not reach the airport. Now, ENDF troops are reportedly moving from Injibara to Addis Kidame. Injibara is in Agew zone. There is ENDF presence. There are militias too which back Ethiopian National Defense Force. And by the way, yesterday an Agew political party issued a statement. Name of the party is Agew Justice and Democracy Party, AJDP. This party announced its support for Ethiopian National Defense Force. The party accused extremist elements, Fano elements, trying to annex Agew lands. Agew parties groups issued statements in the past few days, last month too, I think. They complained that Fano factions were trying to annex and take control of Agew territories. This party is asking Agew people to stand with Ethiopian National Defense Force, not with Fano fighters. It means that ENDF can have support from Agew zone. That is why from this direction, from Agew zone in Jibara, ENDF troops are on their way through Addis Kidame towards Miravi. I think Miravi is going to be crucial. If ENDF can retake Miravi, they can open the road to Bahir Dar. So coming hours crucial. And if Miravi is captured by ENDF, Fano could be trapped in Bahir Dar. Let's see what happens. This is a very important development about what is going to happen in Bahir Dar, Amhara regional capital. Thank you for watching.